Right now, you're in a battle, not against the government, society, or your boss, but against yourself. Think about it. You spend hours scrolling, watching, and thinking about what you need to do, yet you take no action. You know exactly what steps to take, and you feel the urgency deep inside. But instead of moving forward, you hesitate. You make excuses. You convince yourself that tomorrow is the right time to start. But tomorrow never comes. And deep down, you know this truth weighs on you more than you'd like to admit. If you don't take control now, you will remain stuck. No one is coming to rescue you. No one will hand you success. If you fail, the world won't stop. People won't feel sorry for you. They'll judge you, and some may even laugh. And you know that. You have two choices. Step up, take action, and change your life, or remain in the same place, settling for mediocrity. The decision is yours. If you're ready to take control, prove it. Comment, "I'm ready," and commit to making a real change today. Many men today lack strength, and if you're honest with yourself, you might feel the same way. You hesitate, you overthink, you let fear dictate your choices. Comfort holds you back from reaching your full potential. You waste time, and deep down you resent yourself for it. You know you're capable of more, yet you still don't take action. Why? Because you've been conditioned to be passive, to seek approval, to wait for the right moment, to hope for motivation. But here's the truth: nothing is coming. No one is going to rescue you. No one will care if you fail. No one will feel sorry for you. This battle is yours alone, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start winning. The truth is harsh, but real strength is forged through struggle. If you want to be strong, respected, and successful, you must be willing to face discomfort and push forward. So listen carefully. Your future depends on it. The war within. Every morning, the battle begins. Not a war against the world, your boss, your family, or society, but a war within yourself. There's a voice inside your head that whispers, "Stay in bed, take it easy, do it tomorrow." That voice is your greatest enemy. It's the reason most men fail. Weak men listen to that voice. They believe its lies. They avoid discomfort, chase fleeting pleasures, and run from responsibility. They settle into a life of comfort, doing just enough to get by. But deep down, they know the truth. They are falling short of their potential. They feel the weight of regret, frustration, and the painful realization that they are not the man they were meant to become. If you've ever felt that, good. It means there's still a chance to change, but hope alone is useless without action. And here's the hard truth: most men will never act. They'll keep waiting for the perfect moment, keep making excuses, and keep avoiding the hard work necessary to transform their lives. They'll convince themselves that life simply didn't work out for them. But that's a lie. A lie they tell themselves to avoid facing the truth. And the truth is brutal. You are either a man who controls his mind, or a man who is controlled by it. There is no in-between. We live in a world that encourages weakness. Society teaches men to be passive, to stay quiet, to avoid confrontation, to be agreeable, to suppress their masculinity. They are told to be ashamed of their strength, to tone down their ambition, to reject their natural drive for dominance and success. The result? A generation of lost, broken, and unfulfilled men who lack purpose, confidence, and direction. But it doesn't have to be this way. You have a choice. You can keep giving in to the voice that holds you back, or you can fight back. You can push yourself, challenge yourself, and reclaim the strength that has always been inside you. Because in the end, the war is not against the world. The war is within you, and the only way to win is to take control before it's too late. The strength of a man. Too many men today are lost, lacking purpose, drive, and confidence. They feel weak, unmotivated, and stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and self-hatred. But understand this: it's not an accident. The world doesn't want strong men. Strong men can't be controlled. Strong men don't blindly follow rules designed to keep them weak. Strong men build, lead, conquer, and create. But weak men, they obey, they submit. They consume whatever is put in front of them, never questioning, never pushing back, never striving for more. So ask yourself, which one are you? Because every single day, with every decision you make, you're choosing. You're either making yourself stronger or making yourself weaker. You're either stepping toward the man you were meant to become or sinking deeper into mediocrity. And mediocrity is a slow death, a place where weak men drown in their own regrets, never realizing they had the power to change. A man's life is a battle. From the second you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you are at war. A war against laziness, a war against fear, a war against the easy way out. And if you lose, you don't just lose the battle, you lose everything. Not all at once, but slowly, day by day, until there's nothing left of the man you could have been, but not today, not anymore. You are either fighting against your own weakness or you are a slave to it. And there is no greater tragedy than a man who had potential but wasted it, who had the ability to rise but chose to stay small. No one is coming to save you. No one will pull you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. The only person who can change your life is you. So silence the weak voice inside your head. Crush the hesitation, the fear, the excuses. The war never ends, but you can choose to win. Weak men create hard times. Men today are weaker than ever before, mentally, physically, and emotionally. We live in a time where men are afraid to be men, where masculinity is seen as toxic, where men are punished for being strong, assertive, and dominant. Instead, they are told to be passive, agreeable, and weak, and the results speak for themselves. Depression is skyrocketing. Male suicide rates are at an all-time high. Testosterone levels are plummeting year after year. More men than ever feel alone, lost, and miserable. They are addicted to distractions, drowning in cheap entertainment, numbing themselves from the reality of their own failure. This is not a coincidence. Weak men have created hard times, and if nothing changes, these hard times will only get worse. But here's the truth. You were not meant to be weak. You were not meant to be passive. You were not meant to live in fear. You were meant to build, to fight, to protect, to conquer. You were meant to be a man. But being a man in today's world is not easy. Everything around you is designed to weaken you. The food you eat, poison, the entertainment you consume, mindless garbage, the advice you hear, lies. From the moment you were born, you were conditioned to be soft, to be distracted, to be docile. You were trained to be a consumer, not a creator, a follower, not a leader. And that is why so many men fail, because breaking free from this system takes work, it takes discipline, it takes self-awareness, and most men aren't willing to develop either. But you can wake up, you can take control, you can break free from the trap that was built to keep you weak. It won't be easy, it won't be comfortable, but nothing great ever is. The choice is yours. Stay weak and accept a life of regret, or rise and reclaim your strength. What will you choose? The easy path leads to weakness. It's easy to stay weak. It's easy to follow the crowd. It's easy to blame the world for your problems instead of taking responsibility for your own life. And that is exactly why you must rise above, because weak men never win. Weak men are ignored, disrespected, and discarded. They get nothing, they build nothing, they influence nothing. Look at the men who are truly successful, the ones with power, wealth, and influence. What do they all have in common? Strength, discipline, relentless focus. They don't make excuses. They don't complain that life isn't fair. They make life work in their favor. Weak men let their emotions control them. They cry about their problems instead of solving them. They look at successful men with jealousy, wishing they had the same results. Strong men, they put in the work. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They don't wait for permission. They take action and create the life they want. This is reality. You can complain about it or you can accept it and act. If you want to be strong, if you want to escape mediocrity, if you want to command respect, you must embrace the struggle. You must be willing to endure pain, because pain is the only way to grow. Stop complaining, stop waiting, stop making excuses, start doing. Wake up early, train your body, eat clean, work harder than everyone else. Strengthen your mind, your will, your discipline. Push yourself past your limits. Reject comfort. Seek challenges. Become dangerous, but learn to control it. Do what weak men refuse to do. Because if you don't, if you choose the easy way, if you avoid responsibility, you will lose. And there is nothing worse than a man who had the power to be great but chose to stay average. Weak men create hard times, and right now, we are living in hard times. The world doesn't need more weakness. It needs strong men. Men who stand their ground, men who lead. And now you have a choice to make. Stay weak and life will crush you, or step up, become a man and crush life instead. Choose wisely, because time is running out. The truth about motivation. Motivation is one of the biggest lies men believe. Weak men chase motivation like it's some kind of magic fuel that will push them forward. They wait until they feel like doing something. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect set of circumstances before they take action. And then they wonder why they're stuck in the same place year after year, making no real progress. Motivation is temporary. It's an emotion. And emotions are weak. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable. Other days you wake up exhausted and unmotivated. If you rely on motivation to get things done, you will fail. Because the moment motivation disappears, so does your drive, your work ethic, and your results. This is why so many men today are weak. They never build discipline. They never train themselves to do the hard things, even when they don't feel like it. Instead, they let their emotions dictate their actions. And a man who is ruled by emotions will never be strong. Strong men don't wait to feel like doing something. They do it anyway. They show up to the gym when they're tired. They work on their goals, even when they don't feel like it. They take action no matter what. That's the difference between winners and losers. Weak men search for motivation. Strong men build discipline. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop relying on feelings to push you forward. Train yourself to act whether you feel like it or not. That is the only way to become truly unstoppable. The truth about weakness and strength. Most men fail because they give up when things get hard. They quit when success demands sacrifice. They fold when they feel uncomfortable. Then they sit around and complain about why they're broke, out of shape, lonely, and stuck. If you want to be different, stop waiting for motivation. You don't need it. What you need is discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's training when you're sore. It's working on your goals when you'd rather relax. It's ignoring distractions because you know what you're building is more important than temporary pleasure. Weak men make excuses. Strong men make progress. The difference: discipline. There are no shortcuts, no hacks, no easy way out. If you want to be strong, respected, and successful, you must master discipline. Look around. Most men are weak because they lack discipline. They let their emotions control them. They let comfort make them soft. They let pleasure ruin them. This is why so many men struggle in relationships. Women don't respect men who have no control over themselves. A man who can't control his thoughts, actions, and emotions will never be trusted to lead. A man without discipline isn't really a man. He's just a boy in a grown man's body, still making excuses, still waiting for motivation, still avoiding responsibility. If you want to change your life, start with discipline. Wake up early, train hard, work harder, stop wasting time, cut out distractions, control your emotions, do what needs to be done. even when you don't want to do it. That's what separates winners from losers. Motivation is a lie. Discipline is the truth. And if you don't master it, you will stay weak forever. Time is running out. The biggest lie men tell themselves is that they have time. They think they can wait. They think they can waste years doing nothing, avoiding responsibility, living in mediocrity. Then magically one day, their life will change. It won't. Time is not your friend. Time is the enemy, and it's running out. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Every day wasted is a day closer to death. If you're not using your time to grow, improve, and build a better future, you're losing. Look at older men who wasted their youth. They once had dreams, ambitions, and goals, but they kept saying, "I'll start tomorrow." They said it every day until suddenly they were 40, 50, or 60, looking back at a life full of missed opportunities and regret. They wasted their strength. They wasted their energy. They wasted their time. And now, it's too late for them. That will be your future if you keep waiting. You think you have time to get in shape, build wealth, or master a skill. You don't. Every year you waste makes it harder. Every month you delay is a month closer to a life you don't want. Most men are sleepwalking through life. They wake up, scroll their phones, waste hours on nonsense, go to a job they hate, come home, watch Netflix, and repeat the cycle. Then they wonder why they feel empty, lost, and miserable. This is why they stay stuck. They waste the most valuable thing they have: time. Weak men waste time. Strong men use time. Weak men wait for life to change. Strong men force life to change. Weak men make excuses. Strong men make moves. If you want to be a man of value, you must become ruthless with your time. Stop watching meaningless content. Stop spending time with people who don't push you forward. Stop doing things that don't make you stronger, smarter, or wealthier. Every second wasted is a second stolen from your future. Most men fail because they think they can start later. They think they can wait. But life doesn't wait. Time keeps moving whether you do or not. Ask yourself, if you died today, would you be proud of the life you lived? Would you be proud of how you spent your time? Would you feel satisfied knowing you used every second to become the strongest version of yourself? Most men would say no, and that's exactly why they feel lost. You don't have time. Every year wasted is a year you'll never get back. Every second wasted is a second you'll regret when it's too late. So act now. Stop waiting. Start today. Because if you don't, one day you'll wake up and realize you waited too long. And there is nothing more painful than running out of time. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to fix your life. No one is going to hand you success, power, or respect. You either take it or you stay weak. Weak men love to blame everything but themselves. They blame their parents, the government, society, their boss, their childhood, their past. They blame everyone except the one person who actually has the power to change their life: themselves. Weak men wait. They sit around hoping that one day life will magically improve. They pray for some miracle, some external force to come and rescue them. But here's the brutal truth: no one cares. No one cares if you're broke. No one cares if you're out of shape. No one cares if you're lonely. No one cares if your life is falling apart. And they shouldn't, because it's your life. And no one is responsible for your success except you. Most men waste their lives waiting for something that will never come. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for success to be handed to them. But the world doesn't work that way. The world only rewards those who take action. If your life isn't where you want it to be, good. That means you have control. That means you have the power to change it. But only if you stop lying to yourself. Most men lie to themselves every day. They convince themselves they're trying their best when deep down, they know they aren't. They know they could be more disciplined. They know they could work harder. They know they could push themselves further, but instead they make excuses, and excuses are for losers. If you find yourself making excuses, that should be a wake-up call. That should be the moment you say no more. You are either a man who takes full responsibility for his life, or you are a man who makes excuses. There is no middle ground. If your bank account is empty, it's your fault. If your body is weak, it's your fault. If women don't respect you, it's your fault. If you feel lost, alone, and miserable, it is your fault. And that should make you angry. Because if you are failing, that means you have wasted years lying to yourself. Years of being weak, soft, and undisciplined. Years of playing the victim instead of taking control. But here's the good news. You can change. You can become a man who commands respect, power, and success, but only if you take full responsibility for your life. Most men will ignore this message. They will go back to their excuses, their distractions, their weak mentality. But a few will wake up. A few will feel the fire inside them ignite. A few will decide that from this moment on, they will be unstoppable. Which one are you, rise or rot? The choice is yours. Most men are unwilling to put in the work. They refuse to push themselves for 10, 12, or even 14 hours a day to chase their goals. They cling to comfort, distractions, and instant pleasure. And that's exactly why most men never achieve anything meaningful. Most men remain weak. Most men remain invisible. Most men fail before they even begin. But you are not most men. You're here because something deep inside you refuses to be weak. You feel it, that fire inside you, the voice telling you that you were meant for more, the voice reminding you that you are not like other men, the voice urging you to rise, because if you don't, you will rot. And when a man starts to rot, it doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly. Every day wasted is a day you will never get back. Every excuse you make buries your dreams deeper. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are choosing to decay. A man who rots is not really living. He is simply existing, going through the motions, waiting to die. And if you allow yourself to become that man, if you let yourself fade into mediocrity, you will regret it for the rest of your life. One day, you'll wake up at 40, 50, or 60 years old, looking back on a life wasted. You'll know you had the chance to be great, but you threw it away. You'll know you could have been strong, but you chose weakness. You'll know you could have had success, power, respect, and legacy, but instead you settled for nothing, and that regret, it will haunt you. So you have two options, rise or rot. What does it mean to rise? Rising is painful. Rising requires sacrifice. Rising demands that you suffer and push through hardship every single day. But rising also gives you power. It earns you respect. It makes you the kind of man who walks into any room and everyone notices. What does it mean to rot? Rotting is easy. Rotting is the comfortable choice. Rotting means avoiding pain, avoiding hard work, avoiding discipline. But rotting also means weakness. It means no one respects you, no one admires you, no one fears you. It means waking up every day knowing you failed yourself. And here's the truth. Choosing to do nothing is still a choice. Every second wasted is another step toward decay. Every time you avoid hard work, you are choosing to weaken yourself. Every moment you spend waiting, hoping, or wishing, you are letting time slip away. And time, it's the one thing you will never get back. So while you still have time, rise. While you still have the energy, rise. While you still have the chance, rise. Because if you don't, you already know what's waiting for you. Rise or rot. There is no in-between. Now, take action. If this message hit you hard, it's because you needed to hear it. Most men will stay mediocre. Most men will waste their lives. Most men will die weak, but you don't have to. You have the power to change your life, but it won't happen unless you take control of your mind, your body, and your habits. because no one else will do it for you. If you're ready to step up, comment below, "I will win." And if this message lit a fire inside you, subscribe to this channel, not for me, for you. Because when you do, YouTube will push more content like this your way. More truth, more fire, more wake-up calls. The world is weak. Be strong. Subscribe, comment, and start winning today.